Robert E. Lee is back in the news only because the president says he wants to rename a military base after Lee, notably against what Congress has decided. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to say that I think the best and final word on Lee came from W.e.b. Du Bois, who wrote about Lee in 1928. I'm going to read what Du Bois wrote about Lee. Du Bois, of course, being the preeminent African American public intellectual of the late 19th and early 20th century, best known for the souls of Black folks and later known for Black Reconstruction. A real inspiration for me as someone engaged in the world of letters. Du Bois was not perfect, but when he was good, he was phenomenal. So I'm going to read from Du Bois on Lee. I'm reading this from the Oxford W.E.B. Du Bois Reader. So here's Du Bois. Each year, on the 19th of January, there is a renewed effort to canonize Robert E. Lee, the great Confederate general. His personal comeliness, his aristocratic birth, and his military prowess all call for the verdict of greatness and genius. But one thing, one terrible fact, militates against this, and that is the inescapable truth that Robert E. Lee led a bloody war to perpetuate human slavery. Copperheads, like the New York Times, may declare, of course, he never fought for slavery. Well, for what did he fight? States' rights? Nonsense. The South cared only for states' rights as a weapon to defend slavery. If nationalism had been a stronger defense of the slave system than particularism, the South would have been as nationalist in 1861 as it had been in 1812. No, people do not go to war for abstract theories of government. They fight for property and privilege, and that was what Virginia fought for in the Civil War. And Lee followed Virginia. He followed Virginia not because he particularly loved slavery, although he certainly did not hate it, but because he did not have the moral courage to stand against his family and his clan. Lee hesitated and hung his head in shame because he was asked to lead armies against human progress and Christian decency and did not dare refuse. He surrendered not to Grant, but to Negro emancipation. It is the punishment of the South that its Robert E. Lee's and Jefferson Davis's will always be tall, handsome, and well born, that their courage will be physical and not moral, that their leadership will be weak compliance with public opinion and never costly and unswerving revolt for justice and right. It is ridiculous to seek to excuse Robert Lee as the most formidable agency this nation has ever raised to make 4 million human beings goods instead of men. Either he knew what slavery meant when he helped maim and murder thousands in its defense, or he did not. If he did not, he was a fool. If he did, Robert E. Lee was a traitor and a rebel, not indeed to his country, but to humanity and humanity's God.